Welcome back to part 2 of What If Zuko was the destroyer and was the big brother to Thor, Loki, and her, Hela. So in the first part, I went into the we got to this point. So the basically now, oh, Bakugo, or it was during the UA, or the heroes versus villains, as because Bakugo was defeated, as Zuko tells Bakugo that he had no interest in Zuko, or no, he had no interest in Ochako, so he's still, or she still is your girlfriend. Because, as he said, I'm already married to someone. As Bakugo is confused on who is he married to. Well, as he will figure that out when that time presents itself. As he goes, oh, and he does stop the bomb. As Tenya is about to, or is nails Ochako onto the fruit or onto the wall, and keeping him distracted. As Zuko sneaks in, he turns invisible like what his brother does from time to time. As his so Loki was there. As he could tell that that's one of his tricks that he's so proud of his own brother to pull off something like his own trick without him getting caught every single time. So, yeah. Only time that he used it was when he was trying to sneak into her bedroom. But Zuko went full invisible, so he touched, or as echoey voice says, guess the heroes win. As Zuko reveals his self, as he was touching the bomb, they thought that the villains won, but then when he says, "Oh man, as he became invisible before, as All Might was like, hold on, you went invisible, but you didn't, or we didn't see you who touched the bomb, or, but how?" Well, there's this little trick that, and I learned from my brother, called going invisible, like fully invisible. Oh, as yeah, they thought he was, or he did the illusion thing, and yeah, everybody's like confused, but only one person or two people that do know that trick is Thor and Loki. So Loki team is like, huh, that's our brother for you. He learns, he adapts, and boom. Yeah. So he's basically pretty powerful. as he does his little thing. Yeah. So then after that, Zuko was now. So Zuko basically is strong. Um. So let's say after school feels like he's gonna like crash onto because of how tired he is. As he Yeah. So Thor is walks up to his brother and like, man, brother, you're just you're more stronger than a normal person. There's nothing changed. It's just the same like appearance, but with he looks more like modern day person. So, and only people that do know that who Thor is, but not his brother, or they know who or Thor and Loki are, but they haven't really met their brother. Other that represents because Loki represents like pranks and like jokesters things. I forget, so don't write any rude comments in the just like in the comments below. And Thor, the Man of Thunder, and yeah, they have met hela multiple times. So those three, but not Zuko. Yeah. So then the UA or USJ AIM thing happened. Thor was there. Like he was doing like throwing his hammer around the villains as Zuko remembers that as he tells his brother to be careful with that guy as he points to Shiraki-sen because he has the decay quirk, so he can decay your hammer. Good opinion, brother. Or Zuko. As Zuko creates a duplicate, so it does the same thing. So when he threw the hammer at Shiraki-sen or at the Nomu, the Shiraki-sen caught it and decayed it as he was like, "No, my power, no!" As Zuko, who like says, "Let me deal with him." As he uses his ice breath to freeze most of the opponents solid. As some of them that have the immunity thing, he uses his laser vision to kill basically everyone. And so yeah, he basically was powerful. Like, he even was. So he even used his heat vision to, like, as he punches Shiraki-sen, as Shiraki-sen tried to, like, decay him, but it doesn't work. Like, what? Boom! Breaks the jaw of Shiraki-sen. Yeah. As the Nomu comes out, or, like, goes attacks him, but Zuko, who says that this pathetic creature needs to die, as he uses his laser vision and burns the brain, and or like cuts him in half, like clean cuts. Done. As he basically, yeah, as the his or so Class 1A is surprised that Zuko has this much power. And he can fly. It's just the so he was like really thick boy when he gets himself mad. Yeah. And then but when he calms down, because his armor, no, his skin is harder than anything. Like, holy heck. This guy could, like, get tossed around like a little rag doll. And there would be no damage. Thus his body is resistance to ice, fire, elements, like everything. And when he really gets himself fired up, his own, or he, when he gets struck by lightning, it really turns up his power level to, let's just say, over 9,000. It went over 9,000. I was in, like, overpowered. So, yeah. Then Thor was like, is all sad because he lost his hammer. And he did convert back into a human. As Thor didn't realize that his brother was able to save the hammer before the. As Zuko looks over, and let's say all the students and everyone left, as is he says, rather, I won't let your toys go down that easily, right? What do you mean? I lost Mjolnir. Oh, you didn't lose nothing, actually. As he grabs real Mjolnir, as he gives it to Thor. As then he becomes back to the way he was before. And he says, how did you do that? Well, it's a simple trick called remake. It's a unique skill that I possess during these situations where I create a clone double of it but the double has the same properties and like all that stuff. Okay. So, and Zuko can wield the hammer. Uh, Here, hold on. Give me. So yeah, this one. So Zuko pulled it out of his pocket. So yeah, but instead of saying Mr. Thor or Cap, uh, sir, I believe one of you dropped this. And yeah, Zuko basically gave it, or instead of saying that, he says, "Here you go, brother. It's a real deal. So don't try to use it around him." Good to know. And plus, don't get near him, right? Yes. And yeah, so because he's like the same age as if he was in canon one, but that's only when he looks just like this thing. So his brother Loki is like, man, how are you feeling, brother? Well, it's after all that stuff went through, it's it feels great to like like battling in some humans, not monsters, every single day. Yeah. So then the whole shenanigans thing. And yeah. So Zuko is a strong, but more like not dumb in the brain kind of smart. Right. So yeah. So then he was basically goes home or goes to bed as he wants to sleep in a human bed. Because he doesn't want the people, or he doesn't want any of the nine realms, or like that different demon to come after him. So, yeah. So basically, Zuko was uh, the next day he did change his clothes. Those two were wearing the same clothes. And yeah, and his hero name that they gave each other's. Well, Zuko is called the Destroyer, or Infinity Destroyer. Yeah, because he's. I forgot to mention in the first part of this video, or in the like part one, when I say he has the powers of Infinity, Zero, and Ice and Fire, well, he's immune to everything. So he basically can never age, can never die, eh? And he can basically, he like can teleport anywhere. So basically, and whatever power that tries to like shoot him with or like touch him with are like there's no like it doesn't activate. So basically it's like them touching thin air. Or like it does that stuff. So basically, yeah, Zuko is that powerful. Like he's immune to everything and he's overpowered. So yeah. And the there was one other thing. His brother or like two brothers and everyone respects him because he's the youngest one. Like, but he also takes care of everyone. Like, because the Allfather's like does his like he doesn't want to pressurize his father's so rules, so he does like everyone else does. So then, yeah, Zuko basically is that powerful. And you're probably all wondering if he can never die, why did he transfer his soul into. Well, let me explain. The demon and that tore him up was not a ordinary demon. So when Zuko like after the whole shenanigans, so now Zuko um at the sports festival, or actually skipping the sports festival, uh and yeah, the and the demon thing I forgot to mention. He also who before er, before the demon ripped him to shreds, he gave a message to him about he if if you're forming a pact with the or like treaty with or like peace with the ice giants, they also need. As Zuko was like, come on. Alright. Okay. And yeah. Because how much stress he is. As the demon was not or was supposed to like report in. Yeah. So yeah, Zuko was under a lot of stress and yeah. The demon did get the message back to her or to his like queen, and then the queen tells her daughter that it's okay to set up the wedding thing. As he so yeah, it was before the stress came on, as he doesn't want to like just how much stress he goes through. You know? So I'm changing the part that I said he like tore the limbs off part. He did that to himself. It's just so there's two princesses from the two different spectrums: ice and fire, cold and heat. So basically, yeah. So both of them are so the ice princess heard that the fire princess is like, or actually the demons, like fire demons, wanted to go make a peace treaty with them, or with the Nordics. And when she heard that the ice princess wants to, or when the ice princess heard that the fire princess wanted Zuko for herself too, oh, she literally got mad. Like, she wanted to kill the fire things. But then she got reminded of he probably doesn't mind two of us. As she thinks about it, as the ice princess or the ice giants are like, Princess, what are you thinking about? Well, you probably never had this problem, weren't you? No? Oh, well. Yeah, he probably wants more like women in his life. And yeah. So then, because how much stress he is in, then some, or actually, yeah, someone and shot him in the head, explosion, then that happened. So then Zuko, was a human. So, yeah. As the fire demon and the ice is, they agree that if it's true that Zuko hasn't gone through the underworld or the heavens, he must still be around. So then they decided to let their angers out onto the human world, because why the heck not? As the after the sports festival, the camp part, or the because I'm skipping the internship thing, as Zuko, oh, or actually during the sports festival, when he was battling against Todoroki, he literally covered half his face to see ice and fire. That must mean in your that must be your quirk must be half ice, half fire, right? Yes. You're just a poor imitation of where the where I come from. As he uses his ice breath as on Todoroki. Plus, laser too. So it basically creates steam. Yeah, Zuko was basically upset that someone tries to mimic the poor imitation of the where he had to go through. As Todoroki is almost about to, or actually, as he says, "Why am I poor imitation? It's not because of you. It's because of your quirk." Or, the where I come from, there's two of the 9 realms. You know about the Thor, Loki, and their sister, but you haven't met their oldest brother. As he as Zuko or as Todoroki says their oldest brother. Wait, are you their oldest? You look so young. Yes, I am young. Younger than my brother and my sisters. You know how hard it is? It every day that I had to work with or keeping my self control. No, one misstep caused a explosion. Probably Thor didn't tell you about why. And speaking of that, I hope that they found that sniper or that demon sniper, or that creature that shot my head off. As, yeah. So, basically, yeah. It was a toad. As he goes in and beats around Todoroki, yeah, you could hear the bones cracking. Like, as it was too brutal. But there were, or before that little competition thing, Endeavor told Zuko to not go easy on his or Todoroki, and when Endeavor saw what Zuko was doing to Todoroki, that wasn't as he, yeah, Todoroki looked like he went from being a this to being a, how will I put this? Being a broken body. Like, his entire body broke into, like, he couldn't even feel his arms, his legs, his body, any parts. Like, and no, he's not like crippled. It's just like, and they both like, man, am I that strong? And then the Bakugo fight thing. And as Zuko, or so Baku, so Zuko tells Bakugo that you still have a grudge against me for taking Ochako away from you. As Bakugo says, yeah. Alright, bro. Come at me. As Ochako didn't realize that because Bakugo or she knows that Bakugo is like so deep in love with her that it's like ain't craziness. So Zuko beats him around, and during that like whole sentence thing, or like during that whole thing, he tells him that he wasn't interested in Ochako. Oh, it's just she wants to learn. That's the whole conversation about it. So, because, yeah, before, reason why that she chose to be with, like, Zuko in this what if is because she wants to learn so much from him. Like, how he uses gravity to who basically. So Zuko explains to Bakugo that I don't mind teaching you how to use your explosions. As Bakugo was like, basically, as he says, or caught Bakugo off guard. Like, he doesn't realize that. You think I'm joking with you, bro? No thanks. Hold on. There you go. Sorry, I had a wipe on my phone. So, yeah. So, he kept his promise compared to most people. So then the whole shenanigans, he wins, and yeah. So now the camp arc, there was a so he could, or so he bought a tent for himself, and it was pretty big tent, and for so his own sister goes. It's like his own bedroom. So yeah. So he like lays down. Or actually he could tell that or when he took a bath, or the like bath with the like a hot tub thing, Grapefruit was gonna try to peep over the wall to see but naked girls. But Zuko, who simply just made the wall so slippery, and like turned into not really ice, but So yeah, it was the yeah. So Zuko basically was like, okay, feels great. And so because he always has like spare clothes on, like so he got changed into his 99 outfit, like sleepy kind. And he comes up, or he was going to his tent. That's the size of a literal house. Yeah. As he stops, he can hear his own sister. Because based off of her own aura of. Because he knows that the. Every time that he senses her, like, presence thing, it's always like the ghostly ghouls uh, as her, like, aura. So he says, huh, I know that was you, uh, sister, as she comes out, as she smiles at him. You always knew where I always come from, aren't you? Yeah. The um, as I heard that you like died, Hane, but you transferred your like soul into a new body that you made. Yeah, it's the same style. It's just the way more better. So, yeah, that's why, as she says, that's why you're our big brother. You know what to do. So, have you got any leads on that giant frog thing? Oh, that. How did you know that I was here to ask? Who killed you? Or who tried to kill you? Well, this giant frog that, as he draws in the sand or dirt, right? And yeah, oh, that. Huh. I'll make sure that he gets paid, like to or for torture thing. Like I'll torture him. I know which one you're talking about. So yeah, eh? And I almost felt kind of bad with Koda's parents. Parents. So yeah, I still can't get over that image where Koda hits Zuko right in the crotch. Uh, yeah, I almost like died laughing because I can never shake it off of that like thought. It was in the camp arc. So yeah, but Zuko, who was like, huh, well, yeah. So then Zuko was basically does his thing, or he goes to bed, and then the next morning so he does the training exercise, and then the villains comes and abducts Bakugo, but they were trying to aim for Zuko Midoriya, and yeah, so All for One didn't know that the Zuko was the part of Thor's family, and if they so then Zuko, oh, is basically so now it's All Might versus All for One, and as Zuko shows his true colors, as All Might was down, bleeding, but not out yet. As it triggers Zuko's power, our as because he saw it in like front as Thor tells the others to stand back quick or retreat right now. Why? Just do what he say, please. It's just as they start running back, as All for One laughing like you weaklings, you are as he stops, as he turns around, as he sees like Zuko in his explosive state. Yeah, he is mad. Like, how mad? He is very angry. As everything's around him, what catches on fire. Everything was like burning around him as he stomps, as he gets closer and closer, as he tells All for One that he is already dead. And Zuko kills All for One. Like, walk. You know that anime's characters that can, like, walk right through, and when they put the sword back into their quiver? Well, yeah. And something happens behind them. Well, Zuko walks right past them, and All for One exploded. And as all the high-end villains comes out, they all come in. As he took care of them, most of them are he uses the fire and ice to literally wipe out all the villains as his aura grew, but it hasn't gone unnoticed. The Ice Queen and the Fire Queen was coming to Earth, but they could feel the aura. So yeah. So the Fire Queen and Ice Queen tells them, or so they cause chaos in the already mixed up chaos thing. So Zuko flies over as Nezu asks Thor why do we have to run like that? As he explains that when my brother gets angry, he has this a tendency to explode. The It's like a nuclear bomb just went off as he flies up. As he sees, and the Ice Queen and Fire Queen were trying to figure out who this kid is, as as they wanted their son or their husband back. As when he is now, like, he went back to his normal size, like normal thing. They recognize him as their husband. So they both went over. They stopped the attacks. Came right to him. As the yeah. So he was so embarrassed. And so then after the next day he so they could not believe that he already has a, and when they heard, or when Thor told them that you already, or meet my brother, as they asked, or can we ask, who's your brother, by the way? As Zuko says, that's just rude. Who of ya? I'm Zuko, the destroyer. As everyone could not believe this kid is the, yeah. So it's basically like their own teacher, because they promoted him to be a teacher. He's also automatically to be, because so Thor says, yeah, and these two are his wives. His wives? Yeah. So they had their relaxed time, and the boys had their chat things, girls had theirs. Boys were like, was like, man, you got married to both of them? Did you even date them? Well, they both had a crush on me. Yeah. And he explains that so they really didn't have a date thing. It's just in our world, they told, or so they tried to, I'm trying to think of what the word thing to put into that sentence. He tells them that they really didn't date, or he really didn't date them. They were more like And they just said, how about we just get married? Just get married, no dating thing. As Bakugo, whose eyes widen, everyone's eyes widen. And then, as they're like, wait, so you're saying that you never dated those two? Those two just got married to you? Dude, you need to. Well, they. It's complicated stuff. Yeah, as Thor says, yeah, my brother is. Okay, as basically, yeah, even Thor's or Loki's like, yeah, he. I agree with my both brothers. He or it's basically in our world is different. Whoever posed the like idea thing of like a married thing had, as they said, or he says, heck, they didn't even go on their first honeymoon on it. As the boys were, yeah. So I know that I'm looking down, but not up. So yeah, Zuko basically did the dating thing. Then they went on their honeymoon, and then yeah, and they did have a kids like one, or they had 4 kids, or no, not even 4, 40 kids. I'm surprised at how many kids that they have in their, or that women can have in their bodies. Yeah, 4,000 times 2, 8,000. Yeah. So now they go back to learn, and they bought a house, and yeah. So peace out, y'all.